はい、どうも皆さんこんにちは、ロメオの心臓です。いかがお過ごしでしょうか。今日はですね、前回の動画でお約束した通り、主に PvP に関する動画となっております。ところがですね、どちらかというとダークゾーンの仕組みですねに関することについて時間が割いてあったような印象を受けます。なのでね、PvE を試そうとされている方もぜひね、一度目を通していただいた方がいいのではと思われます。今回も、分かりやすいように字幕に一応してみたんですけれども、もし音声の方がいいよという意見がありましたら、万が一ね、お知らせいただければと思います。それでは、動画の方をお楽しみください。どうぞ。
So how does that work in the Division 2? Like you go rogue, you steal stuff, and then you go disavowed.
Yeah, so I think I just want to make it really clear that don't think about this as different, disconnected experiences. No. It's really about one long gradient where you chose where to come in and how far to go. So we already covered the greed stealing part of going rogue, but disavowed is what we call the act of actually killing another player now. So that's when you get flagged in a different way. It's clear to everyone like this player's now taken a life.
Yep.
And
I'm really hoping on the gameplay here that they will find another team and hunt them down.
They should.
Or get wrecked. Yeah. I don't mind either way. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, but and then of course that is, if you want to, the beginning of a journey all the way up to triggering Manhunt. Right. Where Golden Skull, that's not going to time out, right? So this very similar to the first game. Clearing Manhunt status is a matter of going to these terminals, right? But what we added now in Division 2 is the ability to, once you get to one, because you're going to have 3 active, choose to elevate your status even further, reducing your way out, so to say, to now 2. And then you can do that again and have 1 left, which is really about giving players more tools who like that experience to kind of tailor it to how much risk reward do I want? How much do I think we can handle? Or alone too, if you're so inclined.
And what we're seeing here, I mean, we're just by a canal. One of the canals of the Dark Zone, and you'll notice that Georgetown, Dark Zone West, is the location where, and I'm not giving away too much, but this is where the DC-62, the yellow powder, was sprayed to try and contain the virus, to try and neutralize the effects of the virus. Didn't work out. Within the context of what was happening at the time, it turned out that this was ultra toxic. So you're going in, this is a dangerous place. There's lots and lots of stuff. It's absolutely gorgeous. There are so many things to discover here. And as you can see, it looks so different from the rest of the map.
This is such a serene scene as well until you start looking at the details. That's when it can agree.
Yeah. The bodies in the water, that type of thing. But we're not here to do sightseeing either. I mean, if you can go Manhunt, that'd be great, because it is a loop that is super risk reward focused, and we do know that a lot of players love that loop. So this allows them to keep chaining those timers and to get as much from it as possible.
Sorry?
No.
I thought you were going to say something.
Just so polite.
Excuse me.
Connected though to the Dark Zone experience and the Dark Zone progression are new. Speaking of risk reward, and gaining something that you might actually lose later on, the Dark Zone perks.
Yep. Now the Dark Zone perks, something that I think is awesome, and you're going to get perks based on your levels, which is what we're calling ranks for the Division 2. And we have 50 levels. Straight away, you're going to get some great perks. I think it's level 1, you get to carry 1 extra item for extraction. But then it goes to things that are so cool, like lowering the extraction timer. So these things you're not going to want to lose. these perks. So you're going to want to defend your dark zone level as much as possible. So again, it's little things like this that increase the depth of what we're proposing to all types of players in the dark zone. And that extends to one of the things that I know that Terry is so passionate about, which are the occupied dark zones.
Right.
Matthias, do you want to take us through what occupied dark zones are?
And we're gonna wrap everything up because we're running out of time because we're really good at talking.
All right.
But we're gonna tease because there is something for you were talking about the people who really enjoys the manhunt loops.
Yep.
There usually are very hardcore players.
Yeah.
We do have something special planned for them as well.
Yeah, and it's really, the dev team, we're very excited about the original, very raw, vanilla dark zone that we launched with.
Friendly fire,
and we know that there's a sizable part of the Division community that love that experience. So this is yet another thing that we can do, given the fact that we have more than one. We have 3 dark zones. So any given time in endgame, one of them will be what we call occupied. And what that means is really that there's always going to be a place for players to go and have that original experience, meaning no normalization, friendly fire is always on, and risk reward is really turned to 11. So it's the place, if you like that experience of complete ambiguity, but also it's not just my player skill alone, it's really also my build versus yours. That's the place to go. And the cool thing with 3 is that this will rotate on a certain schedule. So it's not like, oh, if I want to play occupied, I'm stuck with playing only South, for example. Like it will change so that you really get to experience all 3, no matter what is your primary preference.
Looking forward to it. Yeah. And for me personally, staying the hell out of that.
Yeah,
that's just me. Thank you so much for joining us here today.
Thank you.
It's been fantastic. We could obviously talk about the Dark Zone for a long time, but we need to cut it. I think our producers back there are going crazy from our talking. Yeah. So we're going to leave it there. But
というわけで、本日の動画の内容はここまでとさせていただいております。いろいろね、分からなかったこととか、新しく分かったことが増えてきたように思いますね。ダークゾーンランク、パークについてあたりの情報が新しかったかなと個人的には思っております。次回はですね、同じくディビジョン2に関するスキルやアーマーについてご説明させていただければと思います。それでは、また次回の動画でお会いしましょう。ロメオの心臓でした。バイバイ。